Hello, hello, and welcome along to the very first inaugural episode of Elsewhither, Tales of the Unchained, and that is probably the only time you are ever going to hear me say the full campaign name. Let's meet the players. The actual players, not even the characters, the players. You should know some of them. Joe, say hello.
Hello.
Okay, that confused me.
Joe,
I meant Jay.
but
that's fine. I said Joe. Yeah, I don't know why you also are not in the right place. Let's put you in the right place. Someone's changed their
We're gonna go straight to characters just so our names are different enough.
Yeah, no, exactly. I read it as Joe, but it actually says Jay. Jay, say hello.
Hey.
Joe has already said hello. Josh, say hello.
Hi.
Rico.
Howdy.
And Jack.
G'day.
And normally I would say to you, what are you playing? But I don't want to know. Because instead, we are going to introduce
I worked so hard.
one by one. And I think we will start with, well, if you worked so hard, why not you? Rico.
Oh, damn it, James.
Across land and sea, across sand and stone, you have travelled to the land of Gallania and subsequently to Mazrea, a beautiful city. And why did you come? Where have you come from? And who are you playing? Including your class and your subclass and stuff.
My character's name is Pietro di Rocco. I'm an Earth Genasi. I come from Beldania, the land of Urlana, the homeland, my home. I come from a long line of stonemasons. I've come to this place to heed the call of some emperor. Want to build a palace. But I come here and this guy is killed, assassinated. And worst of all, he was a prick. In terms of class, he is a wizard.
He is a wizard, potentially a Graviturgy wizard.
A Graviturgy wizard.
And
By giving too much away.
And how long have you been in Mazrea?
Not very long at all. I think that we're gonna say maybe like 3 to 4 weeks in to his arrival. And I mean, like, Pietro arrived thinking that he was gonna take on this job, and now he doesn't have this job, and so he's sort of just down and out. Like he's ill prepared for being away and without work.
And as you are running low on funds, that is why you have decided to join the call to this to quest and the call to adventure. Fantastic. Jack, who are you and where have you come from and why?
I am Tooth and Claw. But my brothers and sisters know me. Well, my sisters. We all call ourselves brothers and sisters because we all feel like we came from the one litter. But they all call me Toothy. And I've come to Mazrea because, well, I always felt like I needed something to fight for. I fought for my name. And I just felt like I've always had something to prove. Me parents, my mum and me dad, they encouraged us to get ready to fight from a young age as the war threatened our people, threatened our way of life, threatened our very existence. And so when the war came to an end, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And I felt stuck. So I decided in the night, I'm just going to take off. But I was caught out by one of my sisters. And she said, hang on, I'll come with you. Make sure you're safe. And so off we trotted along the north coast. And we ran into someone on the way and made a friend. and they joined us. And then once we got to the city that we now know as Mazrea, I couldn't believe the sight of it. Couldn't believe my eyes. It was incredible. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. My sister didn't want none of it, mate. Didn't want a bar of it. She was like, nah, fuck this. She took off. Oh well. Well, we've been here for a few weeks, and I've been doing odd jobs here and there, but I really want to get me teeth stuck into something, you know. So here we are, about to take on this monumental task that I can't wait. Toothy is a paladin, and will eventually pledge his oath to the Oath of Liberty. And what are the other questions? It's sort of like I got lost along the way.
That's pretty much it.
Cool.
We know why you've come. We know where you've come from, the West, and you've been here for a while, and that's good. And the friend you met along the way. Oh, who could that be, Jay?
Oh, I wonder.
You tell us. Who are you? Where have you come from? I feel like Cilla Black. Does anybody get that reference, or is that a British thing? A blind date? What's your name and where'd you come from? Who are you? Where did you come from? And why did you come? I'll go Google it.
Alright, so my name is Rheawynne. I was raised in the temple. I wasn't raised by my own kind, so satyrs tend to be a bit more, my understanding, jubilant, merry, party animals, if you will. And my husband was very much like that. We made a small life for ourselves in the village in the Sai. And unfortunately, tragedy struck. And so now I've been wanting to go on my own adventure and see the world, because I've only really seen the temple I grew up in and then the small village that we lived in. And I was trying to build up the courage to do that. And that's when Toothy and his sister came along, and they kind of found me, trying to rebuild the village that met destruction when the war came through. And they're great company, and so we're on our way to this job that we saw, and I think it'll be very exciting because, I mean, I know there's dragons here. We all know there's dragons here, but I've never actually seen one up close. So I think it would be a fun tale to tell. And I'm excited. And Rheawynne, she is a cleric. She is going to be a Hearth Domain. So very sensitive.
Is.
She's already a Hearth Domain.
That is true.
All right.
There
you go. Never mind.
That's level 1.
Heck yeah.
And Josh, who are you? Where you come from?
Okay, I've got to try to do this as in character.
You don't have to do it in character.
Okay.
Rico started.
Everyone did.
Rico started this.
Sorry.
That's the problem.
I was just
Everyone did such a good job too, and I'm literally sat here. I'm like, how am I going to follow everyone?
You're not going to follow everybody because Joe is going to follow you. So.
Yeah. So I'll
lower the bar.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. I will be playing a black kobold called Boxo Deathscale. He is a Soulknife rogue. He comes from a very, very small village called Gavos that's down the south of the country. He grew up very, very poor. His mum and dad have like a little farm, but due to the terrain, it doesn't really grow that much. And so he's really grown up with not much to his name. And so now he's finally fed up with having nothing and seeing his mum and dad struggle so much. And so he's now on his way to make some money to make their life and his life better. He's probably just arrived this day or maybe yesterday, because it's very long travel for him. But yeah, well, is there anything else? Okay, great.
We know where you came from. We know why you came. We know how long you've been in Mazrea. We know who you are. Joe, who are you? Where have you come from? And why are you here?
So I think I will be partially in character for this. To tell you about himself in character, there's only one context in which my character would do that. And so you have to kind of imagine seeing him at the moment in like a random village, standing up on a crate in front of a crowd of commoners, and just doing the most ordinary of any prestidigitation kind of nonsense you can imagine. A little thing appears, then it goes away, a little spray of sparks and so forth, and then he sort of speaks to the crowd. These basic tricks are not so special. Some of you may even be able to perform the simplest of them yourselves, so why am I up here whilst you are my audience? Many will tell you that the secret to success is often simply being in the right place at the right time. But most people have so little control over that as to render it pointless advice. I am not most people. I am Vel'Zekiss. And then he disappears. And not in that moment, but we would then see him reappear on the road and heading into Mazrea. For Vel'Zekiss is a lizard folk. So what we've seen is a pretty vibrantly green and yellow, sort of the way animals have the sort of lighter darker dorsal, lighter ventral, right? So his front side, his underside, if he were an animal, is mostly yellow, and the back green. But he wears this sort of fancy rune encrusted purple kind of shawl thing that wraps all around his body and his head. He's quite runty for a lizard folk, but he is from pretty much the same region as our Tabaxi and his new friend, but would not have been there at the same time. He hasn't been in that area for maybe 25 years at least. He has been traveling around doing what you've seen, both here in Gallania and over in Baldania, where Pietro's from. Just doing these shows basically to survive, doing magic tricks and so forth. And he is now heading in the last, I would probably say just a couple of weeks here, into Mazrea, looking for either the next entertaining opportunity or more hopefully for something of a more purposeful nature.
And so we find a whole party. Having arrived in the Wayfarer's Rest Tavern, some of you may have stayed here more than one day, but the latest of you would have arrived yesterday. And the Wayfarer's Rest Tavern is a haunt for adventurers. And if we find our adventurers at about 6 o'clock in the evening, converging at a table, each of them answering the call to join and band together to heal our sick. So a call has been going out quite a lot recently for anybody who can help this bronze dragon out to the north, to the southwest, who has taken ill, but nobody can work out exactly what's wrong with it. Various adventurers have gone and come back reporting that I don't know what to do about it. And now not only is the dragon himself offering a fair bounty for the healing of his troubles, so too are the Draconic Temple offering anybody, for this bronze dragon is one of the oldest dragons in the entire world. And I do have his name, but Lord only knows where I wrote. So I'm currently searching for that. But you guys have heard this call and decided to respond to said call. This is the moment at which the last of you sits down at the table, and we'll get to meet each other. What are you doing? Take it away. And I should mention in the meantime, there is a young bard who is playing the harp and singing by the fireside. And Hera, she's all over it. What are you up to?
Well, actually, I'm curious. What does everyone look like? Because I didn't even give a description of my character, but Joe did such a lovely one. So
yeah, I realized no one was doing it. I forgot I shouldn't have.
Well, I don't know.
You
if
go
we're gonna
first,
have-
Rico. What does Pietro look like?
Well, conveniently, I've written something to prepare for this very moment. And so Pietro is an Earth Genasi, so he obviously exhibits very stone and rock-like traits. He's average size for the Earth Genasi, so a little over 6 feet tall, with a slightly portly build, although he's not like jacked by any means. I mean, like, that doesn't translate to strength necessarily. His skin is very stone-like, and it's a dark slate color. And it has, and I had to look this up, vesicular texture. Not unlike pumice or basalt. So, you know what I mean?
I'd call it basalt, but yes.
Basalt, basalt, whatever. He's got a small, flat nose and beady gray eyes, and a wide mouth that is barely visible unless he's speaking or smiling. On his head, in place of hair, grow these sort of opaque white crystalline structures that sort of give the illusion of almost like a pompadour, flat top-ish kind of thing, a la like maybe Guile. I don't know. We've seen his picture, I'm sure.
Yeah.
He wears a heavy black coat over a light gray shirt with a bit of like a ruffled collar, and billowy black pants tucked into well-made leather boots. And he has a nice sort of like silk scarf, like a thin silk scarf wrapped around his neck. It's kind of like a gradient, like light blue to dark purplish color.
Would be mesmerized by your crystal hair, like just the crystal.
Oh, and of course he's holding. So he walks around with sort of like a walking stick. He uses it as a walking stick. It is not a walking stick. It is his arcane focus. But on top of this wooden rod, sort of sits this purplish red crystal orb. And yes, thank you.
What does Rheawynne look like?
So for her hair, it's a bit unruly, but it's this large, like messy red hair that kind of falls below to her back. Her ram horns that she has, she's adorned them with like ivy leaves around them. And she's wearing like a green cloak. Just that's the only thing that she kind of has that's her own main accessory. The rest that she's wearing is just, simple hide armor. Nothing to write home about. She's definitely not one for fashion, except for the green cloak is just something that she's brought from home. Very humanoid-like. For a satyr, she appears very human-like, besides the fawn legs, of course, which kind of her cloak covers, so whenever she's in public, it's long enough to be able to hide those if she needs to. Not that she would, but... and just very fair, pointed nose. You wouldn't really know she was a satyr unless you did look under the cloak, which why would anyone do that? So, this is the first time she's kind of been around a big group of people that have taken on a task together, and she's kind of vibrating with excitement. And while everyone else is talking about their appearances, should we get drinks or something while we're all getting to know each other?
Anyone who brought any gold you can pay them?
All right.
For 1 copper piece,
You're all broke.
you can afford 2 ales for everyone, or 2 waters, juices, whatever else other characters are drinking. I won't go into
Can we afford a glass of wine?
Okay.
A small one.
I won't trouble you all for your drink order, but a collection of drinks for the evening. Josh, what does Boxo look like?
So Boxo is quite a small kobold. He's about like 4 foot. He's got jet black scales and very bright, vibrant yellow eyes. He's got spikes that like fan out from his cheeks and down the center of his head. And he's got 2 larger, more prominent horns that are wrapped in like silver wrappings. And he wears like very beat up leathers that have like lots of different like stitch marks. It looks like lots of different pieces of leather have built this outfit. And he has a very faded black cloak that has some excess material that wraps around his neck. He looks like he's basically like built all of his outfit together with scraps of other cloth. And he has a very like well-made satchel. It looks like he's kind of probably spent all his money on this one sturdy bag, and the rest of him is completely homemade. Yeah, that's him.
And Jack, what does Toothy look like?
Toothy looks more like a Mancoon type breed of cat, of a Tabaxi. Very sturdy and quite squat, about like 5'5", 5'6". He's wearing sort of like hide armor mixed with some like leathers, and then with like a cloak over that which has been sort of like made from a skin of an animal. And you can see that like the shoes that he's wearing is like animal pelt, type shoes and stuff like that. Like it's very like, quote unquote primitive, but
tribal.
incredibly durable. Yeah, tribal, incredibly durable. Like waterproof. All that's utilizing every part of the animal type look about him, and his main features you can see are that like he has incredibly small whiskers, and his like tall ears that stick up are like just packed with fur. Like you can tell that like he like if you know enough about cats, he is like not good at like reading the situation in terms of like having his like the things that make cats good at like having cat-like reflexes. He does not have those things.
Okay. He's 3 out of 10 cat, 10 out of 10 paladin. As you approach the bar for some drinks, you are greeted by Helena, who you may call Helena if you're American. And Helena sort of looks at you and, "You'll be eating as well, lad?" Yes, I guess. Sorry. Yes.
Oh, I didn't even think to ask them about that. Oh, what do you have for maybe a group?
Well, we can include a meal. You've all got rooms, haven't you? Dinner tonight. We've got stew and meat. Got a fair few bread rolls left. Nice and simple fare. Tasty.
All right. Yeah, maybe some of that for everyone.
Are you sure you can afford that?
You've already paid for it, Josh, as has everyone else. You've paid for a room at the inn tonight, and your meal is included. That's what she's saying.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. So well, if the group of you are going to be sitting together, you might as well take the table out by the fireplace. And she will gesture you over and send you to this table. It is a table with 6 chairs around it, and each chair you can see has been sort of nailed to the table at one side, so it pivots out and in, but you cannot walk off with the chair. As if somebody's just come in and kept stealing their chairs. They seek to prevent it by doing this. The 5 of you can all sit down, and over the next hour or so, either a pitcher of watered down ale will be refilled on the regular at the table, as well as a large pitcher of water in a copper ewer. And then anything else beyond that, you'd have to order separately, a glass of wine, for example, any juice, etc. But she sort of, as she comes over, she was, you were thinking of going up for the dragon, weren't you?
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, take one of these. And she hands you this sort of slightly, it's like really thick parchment, which gives you the impression it's very cheaply made, but quite stiff. It almost feels like a piece of cardboard, really. And it's just basically a piece of slightly scratched away bark. And each one of them has a couple of details about our dragon and his location. It's basically a small, very crude map. It will tell you his name is Dormvakeris. And he is known as the Lightning Storm, otherwise known as the Ancient One. He is regarded as the oldest, or one of the oldest dragons, or on Mazrea, I should say. And it's going to be about a 4 or 5 day journey across some hills and leading up into sort of slightly higher up ground. It's going to start off quite pleasant, nice grass and green rolling hills, straight back the way you've just come, Goofy and Rhea, and a little south, and then move on into slightly more deserty areas. With this map in hand at the table, you can start planning your...
Have there been a many? I will ask the waitress.
I honestly didn't get a word of anyone's sentence. We'll start with Rico. What did you say?
I said, have there been a many?
Aye, a few. Some wouldn't need to come here first, so they might have left without the information. I'd estimate a fair number of adventuring groups have gone that way. And a fair few have returned as well.
And?
What?
They were not successful, I imagine.
I'd assume so. People are still being sent up there. Only for certain, though. Keeping us an adventure, you know.
Perhaps we should question some of these people. Find out what we're up against. I'm addressing the group now.
Do you know who the most recent person was that came back from?
Group of Dragonborns came back a few days back. They're out in town. I don't know if anyone here is... Mostly the people you see here are people getting ready to go out on adventures. Speaking...
Do we really need to concern ourselves with the ones who didn't solve the problem?
Maybe they know something, they saw something. I mean, any information can help.
Truth,
Yeah, but we'll see it on the way.
One can only succeed if they have failed.
No, you could succeed first time and not even fail.
The lucky ones.
I like being lucky.
Well, lucky's very nice, but I mean, it's lucky for a reason. It doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah,
and I don't
it's
think
true.
any of us have that feat, so...
Vel'Zekiss just sort of does his long. So he's getting a lot of lizard folk art, right? Are like more crocodilian or alligatory, right? He's more of monitor lizard, Komodo dragony kind of thing. So he has this long forked tongue, sort of deep indigo. If it sticks out far enough, you see the pink part at the back, and he kind of does that and just sort of goes, so. Defying death is sort of a specialty of mine, but this is one of the oldest dragons in the world, after all. It sort of seems like getting sick and dying is the sort of thing they're supposed to do.
Yeah, this is a nonsense. I've known dragons who've lived eons.
Yeah, give me a history check, Mr. Pietro or Pietro?
Pietro.
Pietro.
Pietro would be the girl version of Pietro.
I think so, yeah.
13.
Yeah, so you would know that dragons don't die of old age, ever. And they get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Some dragons choose to die. They've had enough of life on this earth and choose to settle down and call it a day. Some ascend to the pantheon if they get old enough. So the most recent was over three millennia ago. But even so, like, that's not that long for a dragon. And some obviously kill each other off or get slain by adventurers, all sorts else. They don't normally just get sick.
For the record, Vel'Zekiss may very well know that as well, but
That's
he's just a dismissive asshole. So
No, that's absolutely fine. But yes, certainly, Pietro, you would know that. It is worth mentioning at this point the girl who's been playing. You'll notice she has shock white hair. She's sort of 5'6" elven ears. She slings her harp over her shoulder and heads to the bar and collects a meal. And goes and sits down at a table not far from you. And a different bard goes over and starts to play. But she's just sort of playing background music at the moment. You can see she's not singing right now. She's also an elf, but is much more sort of golden haired and rugged in color. And you'll notice she's wearing armor. So she's probably a traveling bard, a road bard, if you will. And she's currently playing. But the girl who was just singing is now sat at a table next to you. Yeah.
You know who would know a lot of gossip? A bard.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you.
Oh, well, I'm a little rusty these days, but I'm always up for hearing new gossip. But I mean, she's singing tales. She's probably heard stories of the people that have been traveling around. Maybe she's heard a thing or two, especially the one that looks like she's been around the block, so to speak.
What does that mean?
She's been traveling. She's wearing armor. Why?
Oh, okay.
Maybe
I don't know, that's why I asked.
Maybe some of you should go over there and ask her.
Who's good at striking up conversation? Oh,
I look around the table like.
To be fair,
I like
you do
meeting
have
new
two
people.
very charismatic characters.
We
but
do.
One of them uses it to lie, cheat, and deceive people, and the other one uses it to stand firm and stoic against injustice. Neither one of them's much of a chatter.
I really lie. I'm just mean.
Oh,
Well,
okay,
as-
fair enough. I meant in tricks, you know. But yeah,
As Pietro's sitting there, he's gonna say, "Yeah."
Well, take one of them.
Okay.
Pointing at either Vel'Zekiss or Truth and Claw.
Um,
Both go.
Or Boxo, actually, to be honest with you. But he's saying,
Okay.
"Don't take me."
You haven't said a word.
Vel'Zekiss is already walking over there at this point.
So Boxo has been like, he's been pretty quiet. He's probably poured himself like a glass of the watered down ale, and he's been like nursing it the whole time. But as you guys start talking about who should go over, he tries to hide himself behind his glass.
Well, it's quite easy because you can just sit back down normally, and then your head is level with the table.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah. So all this time, Boxer's either been
You just
up on
need
his
the tips
knees
of his
or he's
palms.
on one of the large cushions that's placed by the front door.
Yeah.
So yeah, he just
Is
sort
he-
of vanishes behind the table.
Is he like child size, like very tiny?
The tallest
He's like-
Kobold could be is 3 feet.
I think.
Oh, I said he was like 4 foot. So yeah.
I thought you said he was. I thought you said he was
even
4.
shorter. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
3 foot. Yeah, so you probably just see like the very tips of his horns above the table.
I feel like he's going to grow shorter and shorter as time progresses.
Yeah, between 2 and 3 feet is the standard height for Kobold in this.
Mhm.
So Vel'Zekiss is heading over with already on his own. Should you wish to join?
Rheawynne's gonna scatter behind.
For the sake of the group, I'll let you catch up a little. But by the time I get there, these people seem to think you might have some information of use to us.
Oh?
You're
I
playing with-
suppose?
Lovely, by the way.
Thank you.
She kind of nudges Vel'Zekiss.
He is not.
All right. Apparently, we're going to cure a sick dragon. You might have seen others come back from doing so.
Oh, haven't been long in this land. I came to compose songs for the Emperor. He's dead. Did you hear of the sick dragon? I wouldn't know anything more than that.
Turns and walks away.
What about your friend who's currently playing? Do you think she would know anything?
I don't know her, but she looks like an adventurous sort, doesn't she?
I know you're probably taking a break. Do you think there's any way you could maybe switch her out for a moment, just so we could ask her about what she knows?
I'm sure you could speak to her while she's playing.
Oh,
She sort of gestures around. There is like the tavern. There are other people, but they're sort of the other side, and they're listening to a fairly raucous pair of halflings on an accordion and a drum, who are sort of singing drinking songs, like quite a long way back in the tavern. This gentle playing is for the people who are enjoying a meal, yeah, she really is just entertaining you. So head up, you could.
Okay. So she's just gonna nod and thanks and just kind of walk her way over to the armored one.
She continues her playing, but sort of begins to play a bit more gently. She will look up at you and say, "Oh, hi there."
Oh, hello. Do you travel a lot?
I do. I've just come back from an adventure from the south.
Oh, what adventure was it?
We'd heard of some people whose lands were being troubled by a giant, no less.
Oh.
I joined an adventure troupe going that way and wrote their tale. Would you like to hear it?
Oh, maybe later tonight. But I was just wondering, that direction, isn't that towards where the sick dragon is?
Oh no, we didn't go west. We went straight down the coast. But
Oh, never mind.
I've heard tales coming out from us.
Have you heard anything pertinent, something important, or heard anything fascinating?
That's up for choice. I know that traditional healing spells haven't worked. Perhaps a tincture or potion might be necessary.
Do you know it? Who would know more about that? What kind of tinctures would be?
There is the alchemist in town. You could always ask her.
All
At a
right.
large store.
I'll have to let the group know. Thank you so much. And your playing is lovely, by the way.
Yeah.
And she's gonna go straight back to the group and relay all of that information.
And she stops for a moment. She's sort of, well, this is a story of the journey we just made. And she begins to break into her song. But you can ignore her and talk over her. Absolutely freely. As you guys are sat down, a Dragonborn comes over and sits down at the 6th seat at your table.
Greetings. Can I help you?
Yes, I heard you were headed to the old door. You wouldn't think you were without a Dragonborn representative, surely. Name's Marvelous.
Are we? Oh wow! Are we not supposed to go without a Dragonborn associate representative man?
Well, he sort of sits at his full height and looks down just over the angled ale at Boxo. You do have somewhat of dragon blood, I suppose, but, well, I mean, it would be courteous, would it not? Dragon to dragon, you know, as they do.
I didn't know you were a dragon.
Ah, the blood of dragons runs through my veins! And with that, he turns and blows fire into the air. Can't do that, can you? He looks over at Boxo.
Boxo like peeks up, like you can just like see like from here upwards, and he looks at the Dragonborn in both in awe, cause I mean, Boxo worships the dragon pantheon, and so to have a Dragonborn right there, which is relatives, so it's both a look of awe and absolute fear, and he just ducks under the table again.
How have you planned your journey yet?
Well, we were just getting some pointers, possibly going to see the alchemist.
Ah, not worth it. She knows nothing. Bethel knows nothing of how to heal a dragon. Went and asked him itself, I did. No. Our dragon needs comfort in his last hour.
but he never let it
Oh,
slow.
last
His
hours.
In glory. Send.
His bones could
Everyone
So you're-
knows that dragons get sick before they ascend. Sorry, John, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. He's headed off my question anyway, so.
Everyone does not know that. It's just, that is not a fact that you knew.
Still.
Or anyone else did, for that matter.
Is this a true fact that
Not
Pietro's
according to
ever
any
heard
law
of?
you've heard.
Hmm.
And where did you hear that?
Passed down by the ancestors, wasn't it? Dragon to dragon, even. But,
Does that seem
give me an
like
insight
bullshit? Like,
Did you mention what kind of dragon or what color dragonborn he was?
I did ping him out, but he is gold.
He's gold. Oh shit.
He's also wearing like full gold armor. He has a huge battle great axe on his back.
Wow. So you're some kind of like dragon scholar.
No. Marvelous warrior fighter.
Oh, and that though.
Every dragonborn knows their boots. What was your insight check?
I roll on D&D Beyond for
Is it
insight
not
check.
working?
I'm clicking on it. Nothing's.
Oh, it might not.
It has been broken occasionally recently.
Can you
If you
click
right
on the
click,
modifier and then click roll on the insight?
Click on the modifier.
like on the plus,
On the plus
the
six.
plus whatever.
Yeah,
Then click roll.
it's not doing it.
What?
Okay, if you go to your...
Are you on D&D Beyond or are you on the
On
roll
D&D
20
Beyond.
character? Oh, that's strange.
Yeah. Hold on, let me see if I just roll a regular thing, if it'll actually. No, nothing's.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d20 and roll 20 from the left. There's
Okay.
a dice thing, and then just click it. I think I know the problem, but it's going to take a fairly lengthy explanation to explain where you turn dice rolling on the character sheet.
Fun.
Oh, it does look like it's amazing.
And I got a +6, but I don't think that's gonna help me much.
He seems pretty confident in what he's saying. But you've got no reference point.
Got you. She's just gonna shrug to the rest of the group. Like,
Well, it seems to me we've got a warrior already.
He'll look over at Tooth, and then he'll look down at Boxo and sort of try to pull him up in his seat a little bit.
And the dragon representative. I'm not sure what we need your services for.
As he walks up, third rejection this week.
Only he could survive the task.
I mean, maybe we need him.
Oh yes, we need the help of someone whose entire proposal is to march out there to fail.
That's true, actually. He really wanted the dragon to die. Why would he want the dragon to die? I thought he loved the dragon. Or, because he's a dragon? I don't really get it.
Maybe it's like an ego thing, where if he bests a dragon, he's stronger than a dragon?
But he wanted to hug it or something.
oh,
Put it in its last moments before it ascends.
Well,
That's how I interpret it.
maybe
I have no interest in helping a dragon lay with his progenitors. So.
just wanted to kill it.
Not lay with it. God. Mate.
Some people are so obsessed with their forebears, it's ridiculous.
I mean, there's a place for ancestors, but
He said he's already talked with the alchemist.
I feel like his people skills are lacking. So maybe we should try just to see.
Right,
know,
because
he had a
there's
presence,
an
yeah.
alchemist in town with repeated calls going out to save the life of a dragon who hasn't considered that he might have just the potion for the job.
have you ever heard of the word pessimism, darling? Because you kind of enrapture the entire definition of it.
I'm quite certain I can fix the problem. I just don't think anybody else who's just sitting around town can do it.
How do you fix the problem?
At this moment, Colette, the girl who was playing, sort of stands up. And then walks over quite boldly and sits at your table. Sixth seat.
Can I help you?
The other bard goes and sits back down and begins to play. Well, I was just thinking that you probably need somebody to write your tale, your first adventure. Right? You're traveling to heal this dragon. I would love to witness it. I would write your story as we go.
You wish to join us too, eh?
Looks like you could use the help. No offense.
Taken. Well, maybe the others would take it, but none taken from me.
And who will write your tales? Sing your songs? Can any of you sing?
I'll look back at the other ones and sort of like whisper, grunt, like,
At least this one's more humble.
Oh, she's much nicer.
She didn't
What,
know that you might need the help though, so swings and
She's-
roundabouts.
She's sweeter about it.
yeah, exactly.
Sorry, Toothy, you said.
I was gonna say, I mean, like, I get it because Vel'Zekiss is 100% said that he's gonna do it, so I believe him. So, there's just the thing of like, I don't understand you come and just have are there, and then what is it like? You tell us, but like to who?
Like the one I just. Journey I made to the south. Did you like it?
I did.
The whole thing. But you vaguely heard it.
I did. I mean, like, okay, it's just a very weird thing.
Well, Bard's gonna make their money somehow, and all of us can.
Oh, I don't mean any offense. I'm just.
Rheawynne's gonna
it's not-
smack your shoulder, just like
I can
kind
heal.
of like a.
But it looks like that might be your thing.
I would like your company. You seem like a very nice person.
Oh, thank you. Me too.
I think
'Cause,
it's wonderful. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, like, well, if you want to write our story, because Vel'Zekiss is gonna do it, we're gonna be there. Vel'Zekiss, if you can do it, why are we coming with you?
It seems like anybody can just sit down at this table if they feel like it, so I'm not really sure.
How are you going to do it?
I think you'll find that where you are in space is very important, and this, while a lovely place, is not the place to figure out how to save a dragon off in the mountains.
But you said you knew how to, so surely
I
you
said
don't
I'm
need to
quite
figure it
confident I will
out.
be able to do it.
How?
If I knew that, I'd be there doing it already.
Right.
I have to go there first.
I
See, he has a plan. He knows.
It's not.
Is this really a group of people that didn't realize the first step was going to be going to the dragon?
Well, sure, but I'm not claiming that I can do it. You seem very confident, but you don't know how.
Confidence is key.
Some sense.
But
So when do we
Okay.
leave?
So you don't think you can do it?
No.
I
You went to the Boxo.
I think I'd like to try and help, but I'm not gonna profess that I know how to or that I'm able to.
Modesty is important.
Well, if you think you have enough chance of being useful, it's worth going.
Great idea.
Mr. Deathscale. Oh, you go, Raya. I've been talking a lot.
Oh,
How self-aware you are, too.
Every voice is important.
I was just going to say, since Vel'Zekiss knows what to do, what about we all just accompany him, make sure he gets there safely, and then we just leave it to him? Because surely he can heal the dragon.
Wonderful. When do we leave?
Perhaps you can give us a bit of time to speak over if we will adopt you into this group.
I do need a meal. And she gets up and, like, almost instantly, out of nowhere, a guy sits in her seat.
What the?
You didn't see him at all at any point until he was in the seat. Yeah, you're going to heal. Not if he doesn't like the way you treat him. How will you avoid his breath? What you need is somebody deaf.
We're not gonna be mean to
Better to say,
him.
no. But what if the way to heal him hurts him? That often happens.
Well, he would have to agree to it first.
It's true, and if he did agree to it and then didn't pay you so handsome, would you've got to take the recompense you deserve. Dragon's Hoard, full of treasures.
Well, we're not doing it for the money.
We're not stealing
Right.
from the ancient one.
Oh, well, I was appropriate recompense. Or what I was suggesting.
I'm sure whatever reward he will give will be good enough.
And how will you pay for the journey on the way? You need somebody who knows the taverns on the journey. Secure, keep food and drink. Good on the road, scouting ahead. Raylan, at your service. Sort of bows. When he sort of, as he raises his hand,
Pietro will roll his eyes.
A dagger appears in the other hand, and then they both disappear. Vel'Zekiss is completely unimpressed. Everybody else is quite impressed.
Actually, what Vel'Zekiss does is he slides off his these big brass bangles that he has, and he sets one on the table, and he's just sort of fiddling with the other, and kind of like this, and then he just goes and he takes and he dumps his drink onto the table, but it goes into the ring on the table and out of this other one into his mouth.
Strikes you already have.
I find I've gotten by at most taverns in my journeys previously.
Well, adventure conceiving, he's not wanted. And with that, he sort of claps his hand a little bit and then just vanishes out the chair. Oh, the seat is empty. Tell them what's yourselves from it. Maybe somebody else will hear it.
I'm gonna pick up my bag and put it into the seat, like my backpack.
So it seems we've rejected a number of suitors, you might call them. Perhaps it's time we vet those already at the table.
What do you mean?
Well, if none of these have been good enough to stick around, what makes the rest of us?
Well, let's see. We've got
As blunt as Vel'Zekiss is,
who.
I agree. What do we bring to the table?
Yeah, well, we can do that. So, Vel'Zekiss is going to. He's like already solved the problem. Mr. Pietro, like you're like really like wise and smart, and you know like what's what. It seems to me.
I'll have you know that I studied at the Academy of Ashar.
That too, and Rhea is like she's been like really meaningful to me. Like in a like she's incredibly like just good vibes, you know what I mean? And then we've got Mr. Deathscale here, who is our dragonborn our dragon representative man. And then
hold on, speaking of Boxo.
Well, why am I being singled out?
You speak a Draconic, right?
Yes.
Okay, well...
Oh, sorry, no, apparently not. That's not how language works in this world.
No, so just a reminder that languages you know will mean that you may have some of the words, you may have some understanding of dragons and their history, but
Okay, well, let me rephrase then.
No one speaks Draconic properly except the dragons.
Let me rephrase.
Oh.
You know the ancient dragon tongue, yes?
I know parts of it.
Got it.
Part of it. This will do.
I can offer more than that.
Oh?
Okay. I will stand on my stool. And I will like flourish with my hand, and then I will like bring it very hard, very quickly down to the table, and then like as it's like 5 inches before hitting the table, this like spectral pure white blade will appear in my hand and pierce all the way through the table.
You hear a very, very loud and slow clap behind you, and walking over towards you isn't walk.
Oh no. Oh, thanks.
We have a bag in the chair. We have a bag in the chair.
Does not sit.
He'd probably sit on the bag.
He sort of looks around the table. And, I don't know, you know.
Don't know what.
Which one of you will die?
What?
Oh, that's a big grave.
Presumably all of us.
I don't think
Eventually.
any of you are looking much up to Captain. Who's going to stand in the front, shield up, keep you safe? I'll tell you who, when he picks up the bag out the chair and dumps it on the floor.
He's gonna say me.
He sits in the chair and name's Krusk. I'll keep you safe. Fought a dragon once. Only a small one, admittedly.
Why would you fight a dragon?
More it fought us. Entered its lair, unawares, you know. Small green dragon. Poisonous bastard. Raised my shield, I didn't save too.
Right?
Oh yeah, of course. Didn't hit it. Only protected our fellow folks as we got out. More important. Who will be your shield? Before you all. He sort of reaches over his back and he pulls out the biggest tower shield you have ever seen. It's like 4 boxos in height. He sort of stands it next to the chair and I'll be your shield, I will.
Rheawynne kind of like hides her really mediocre shield. Like,
There's two of you with a shield, right? Could stand arm in arm, shield to shield, and your shield might be better than his.
we just stack it on top of each other.
Though I've no idea how to heal a dragon. One thing I do know is that the lands on the way are treacherous. Ought to be aware of mountain lions. Hidden down in the area. Dangerous hunters, you know. Often hungry. Bandits on the road. Looking for new adventurer troops. Like yourselves. Need to catch the unwary.
I see, and you are seasoned adventurer are going to protect us.
I have been about a bit. Few adventures to my name, although nothing too impressive. I fought off goblin folk. Travelled to the west, to the savage west. We've defended against the evil Emperor's men. Behalf of those who were oppressed.
And what makes you want to go with us?
Well, you see, orcs. Evil orcs, aren't they? All orcs are evil, that's what they... This one, not so much. But you see, because I don't like raiding and I don't like stabbing and killing those who don't deserve it, my people don't necessarily want to take me in, you know? And on top of that, I got a good heart on me and I like protecting those on the road. So, I'm just looking for a group that would take me in, to be honest. But...
You know, I met some people tonight you might want to be speaking with.
Sorry, that is a very loud alert noise. Repeat yourself, Pietro.
I said, you know, I know some people that I've met tonight that you might be interested in speaking with.
Who should I be speaking to?
If I can scan around the room and pick out the bard, the rogue, and the dragonborn.
I see. The other ones you rejected because they weren't good enough. Is that how it's going to go?
There's a point, actually. They could make their own little band.
We didn't reject them. We're just considering.
You know what they don't have? A wizard. Every good adventuring troop needs some kind of wizard. Or magician, or mage, or some sort, sorcerer, whatever they want to call themselves. They don't have one, and you do. From what I can see, I judge that 2 of you know the arcane arts. I have no clue about no arcane arts, you see. They need a wizard. Till they've got a wizard, they don't have my interest. Crux is your shield. Unless you don't want.
Well, get out of that chair and I'm sure one's going to show up before long.
Something about this chair, is there?
We need to put a sign on it.
You don't want anyone sitting in it?
Well, no, that's not
I really feel that we should discuss this before we make any rash
If
decisions.
you don't want anyone sitting at the chair, why did you leave the chair at the table?
It's nailed to the table.
He sort of looks at you and, that's a problem for Krusk. And he stands up and he just grabs the chair and just forcibly removes it from the table.
Oh man.
Slides it across the room and puts it next to the other table, and Krusk will solve all your problems one at a time. What's next?
Like this one. He's got.
I like him too.
I
I like you, Crust.
I want to hire him just for his accent, but that's.
I don't
And he
know.
slips
I can
from
get
like
into it very
west to
easily.
north.
Yeah, it's not an easy accent for me to do, if I'm honest.
Don't get me wrong, I have a soft spot for the bard because I feel like that could be a lot of fun. However, Krusk is a whole character.
So as Helena reaches over and sort of puts your meals in front of you, she goes, "Oh, just take none of them. Look like a fine party to me."
Thank you.
Most welcome, little man. He puts an extra
Mr.
bread roll on
Krusk.
your plate, hoping that
Oh,
Can you
nice.
just give us
It's
some
always
moments?
nice to be nice.
Oh, yes, I see where this is going. All right, I'm going to find a wizard. And he wanders off.
Don't leave. Don't leave.
No, please don't leave.
Oh,
You've got the best. You got the
want a
best
moment, but-
chance.
You want a moment, but not with me here, but not with me not here as well.
Oh, wait. He has a point.
I'll
All
just
right.
go to the other side of the bar, see if I can find wizard. You hear as he sort of walks off, he gets about literally halfway out the room, he just goes, "Oi! Is anyone in here a wizard?" There's utter silence. Fuck. Alright. He just looks dejected and walks over to the bar. Of a very large table. Leaves you in peace. You now only have 5 chairs at your table. No one else is going to sit there.
Well, he took care of that at least. He's very handy.
Solves your problems.
Did the bar staff notice that he's the one that ripped the
She came over
chair up?
after
Okay.
he ripped the chair away
Okay.
to put the plates on the table and said, "Take
Okay.
one of them."
Because I don't want to get charged for this damage to property here, right?
Well, I mean, we could use the extra. The more the merrier. We could use the extra help.
Just from a total DM standpoint, you can take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people along if you like, but they will take a split of the XP.
Oh, we're not taking no one. I've had enough of campaigns where we split XP with NPCs. I will
I'm
be
not sure I'm
damned if
taking
we
all
do
of
it
you.
here.
Yeah.
Hey!
Those NPCs are carrying your ass on Wednesday.
No, they ain't.
Rico seems to think so. But yes, they would take a split of the XP, but you could logically take any.
Back to the point at hand. It seems that the only being wise enough and ancient enough to know how to cure a sick dragon is a dragon himself. I don't know that there's any point in figuring out how to cure the ancient one before speaking to him directly.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the Dragonborn that actually might have any knowledge to all this stuff wants the dragon to die. I mean,
He was a buffoon anyway.
I wouldn't take. I mean, I have some ways with healing, and if I were able to get close enough, I might be able to determine what's wrong. I do have a cantrip called Diagnose. I didn't know if I was okay that I took that. I didn't even think about how that would tie into this.
You can totally take that and use it.
Cool. But yeah, so if she gets close enough, she might be able to figure it out.
That
Well,
sounds
if
like
we're
a good
gonna
plan.
if we're gonna put aside our differences, should we say prepare to leave by daybreak?
So just to be clear, we're not taking the big orc man who ripped the chair off.
The orc is walking towards you right now, and he is
Oh,
carrying
no.
someone in his hand. A fairly slight half-elf with pink hair, who seems to have a large scholarly wizard book clutched under his hand. And he comes over and he goes, "I found a wizard. Just wanted your opinion. Any good names for an adventuring party?"
Ah, No, not for you.
Cosmo and Wand.
Cosmo
Got the
and
green-
Wand.
Pinky and the Brain.
Pinky in the brain.
The brain. Will be the brain before. Shield.
The best of luck to you, Krusk. It was nice meeting you.
If you're thinking of setting out at the same time as us, I think you should perhaps call yourselves the runners-up.
Colette sort of looks over. That's because we'll run up the mountain before you.
Did we just make a whole enemy party?
You have made a rival party. Yes. She sort of shrugs her shoulders and. Not sure I like the name Pinky and the Brain though. How about Akulis Vagar? The ancient dragon tongue means the band of the dragon.
Is that true? Do I know? Or does it mean
Yes,
like
it does.
Oh, that's
Kung
so
Pao
much
chicken or
cooler.
Rico is seething.
Because you did suggest you did suggest it in non-dragonborn, didn't you? So they are made up of Ellis the wizard, Mavelos, the dragonborn paladin, Krusk the fighter, Colette the bard, and Kraden the rogue.
Can Pietro size up Ellis a little bit without speaking to him? Just like
He looks like an apprentice wizard who's just flunked out of college. He's got the name Bumbling written on his back. You know, I mean, it is not going well for him. You can see he has a very pointy pink wizard hat that will clash, or it's kind of scarlet. It will clash horribly with his hair. That he's got like tucked in a back pocket. He's put on like a forester's jerkin to try and look less like a traditional wizard, but his sort of bright blue college robes are pointing out from underneath the tunic. Yeah, he doesn't. He looks like he's been at the university getting philosophy lectures.
maybe he's a hedge wizard?
I'll raise my cup to him.
Sorry, what did you
Little
say,
nod.
Josh?
I said maybe he's a hedge wizard.
Maybe. If he can summon a hedge, that will be the greatest of his feats to date. But with that, you can plan your journey out. You would know that to leave first thing in the morning. And Helena will offer you the adventurer's breakfast. And the adventurer's breakfast is basically a meal delivered to your rooms. That comes early out, and it's usually consists of some form of egg in a bowl, and then something for the road. It's like comes with a packed lunch. For what it's worth, I think you'll do well.
Thank you, Helen.
Thank you.
Good luck. With that, that annoying bard will finally shut up. You guys can. Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. You guys can get ready to head out on the road.
Ooh,
Is there any preparations you would like to do in the city of Mazrea, leaving on the road out to the south? Do you want to speak to Metal the Alchemist?
Be
Okay.
curious. Just
Good.
to.
Good.
Just to see.
Can I use the bathroom quickly though? Very quickly.
No. Yeah, of course you can. Yeah. Does anybody want to talk to the alchemist? You can.
Sure, it couldn't hurt, right?
Sure.
You can head on over. And there is a female dragonborn alchemist. She is blue dragonborn. Chromatic dragonborns usually aren't treated as well as metallic dragonborns, but she seems to have carved out a life for herself. Her shop is large and fairly beautiful. Quite simply called the Pestle.
So,
Yeah, as you sort of head on in, the bell rings, and you can see lots and lots of live plants growing all over the inside of this establishment. And there's a sort of sun roof all around the around the top. She sort of looks over. Can I help you? Freya?
yes.
Oh, did you just open?
She sort of shrugs her shoulders. Give me an insight check.
All right. Hold on. Do-do-do-do.
She's not open.
Jack's insight's good.
Why rolled so terribly? So that would be a 10.
Okay. Yeah, you get the impression that she hasn't opened yet, but the door was open for some reason or other, so you walked in and she looks ready to serve you, so.
Okay. Oh, I wanted to run some information by you, if that's okay.
Just confirming that Rheawynne's sheet does work for me.
Okay.
Put that out on break.
All right.
Oh yeah. What's that? Another group
So-
come to find a cure for a dragon that doesn't exist. Right?
Oh, you don't. Oh, the cure. Okay, so there's no cure. But I did want to double check with something. Is it true that when a dragon is about to die, they're about to ascend?
Honey, I'm a dragonborn, not a dragon.
It was so wonderful talking to you.
Absolute pleasure. Close the door.
I do want
on
to
the way
clarify.
out. Oh, go on.
Just to be specific, the cure doesn't exist. The dragon does, as to your knowledge.
She shrugs her shoulders, and enough people have gone looking for it. I don't know. Maybe it's the first dragon to die of old age. It's ancient.
See?
Have we heard of this dragon before? The
Yes,
rumor?
it's known as the ancient.
Before the job.
Ancient
Sure,
one.
sure.
The fact that the Draconic Temple have put out flyers means it pretty
Right,
much
that
is guaranteed.
Makes it legitimate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure
Not
that
a
there's horrible verbal irony in there. The cure for the dragon that doesn't exist.
Yes.
Like
Okay, I see what you mean.
horrible foreshadowing.
No. She doesn't believe that a cure exists. Certainly, you might interpret otherwise. You might think that it does exist.
Wait, has it been suggested that like no one has actually found the dragon?
No.
Or is it just that-
Plenty of people have found the dragon. No one's here.
Okay. All right. Just making sure. Okay.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, I wondered that too at one point, whether the problem was nobody had actually even gotten to him.
Yeah.
Talking.
People always write better sessions than I do during the session as players. Josh yesterday or the day before was talking about rotating cubes, and I was like, that would have been so cool. Didn't do that. Yeah. So, any other preparations within Mazrea?
Only a very minor one as we walk away. Vel'Zekiss casually stops alongside like the wall of the tavern or something, where a as yet unnoticed little playbill with his name on it is posted there, and he just sort of gleefully grabs it and tears it and crumples it up and throws it away.
Nice.
Yeah. As you head through the beautiful cobbled stones of Mazrea and out to the front gate, you hear a man sort of shouting on the street, not far from the exit to the town. Seeking adventurers! Seeking adventurers! Seeking adventurers! Any adventurers! Adventuring party!
We're adventurers.
He looks down and, is that so? Well,
Yeah.
do I have a quest for you. No
Yeah.
monetary reward, so to speak, right now, though maybe some loot or something. There are some bandits far down the road to the south, to the west. They seek shelter in Away Cove. Anyone who takes them out, well, you could find all their loot, and if you do find a large pocket watch, copper make, it is mine. My grandfather gave it to me. I would be most grateful. I have very little to give, as I was robbed on my way into town.
What about if we don't find it?
Then bandits who would trouble others have been laid to rest. You've done the right thing.
What were you going to say, Ray?
I was going to say we're heading that way anyway.
Well, then good luck to you, and defend yourselves well. Perhaps be sure they don't find you before you find them.
I empathize with your cause. This was from my grandfather, and I'll hold up my rod.
all the time. I couldn't resist. I'm sorry. On that note, we'll take a short break. We'll be right back. Hello, and welcome back to the second half of Elsewhither. Told you I wouldn't say the name in full ever again. Yeah, our party are just headed out of Mazrea onto the Great Tide. The rolling hills of northeast Gallania are fairly grassy and fairly attractive, and you find yourself on a path that looks a little like. No. Is that actually a path now? Great. Yes, it is.
Yeah, looks like it.
So there are sort of it's green hills. They go a little yellow in the summer, but we're not quite into the summer yet, and they can get although you're quite far north for Gallania itself isn't that far north. It doesn't snow here very often. Snow is a very rarely seen thing in the north. Never seen thing in the south. As you're headed out, the weather is fairly pleasant. Anybody got any weird road habits? Anybody got a mount? Anybody got a ride? Anybody summon a... No, nobody can summon a ride at level 1. Route march, right?
Do we know how far away the caves are that the bandits are holding up in?
Yeah, so he would have highlighted them on your map. You would know that you cross a couple of streams further down the road. You will pass at least a day before you get there. For now, you're passing sort of surrounding little tiny hamlets dotted around these hills.
Well, you mentioned sort of weird, like on the road habits or traveling habits, and so I don't know if anyone cares to notice. Pietro will periodically sort of rub his left ear every so often, and you'll notice that he's wearing sort of this like dangly earring with a star made of a sapphire, an inset sapphire. And yeah, he just sort of like rubs it every so often and looks around. And yes, that's a strange, weird habit.
Take a magical item.
I think maybe.
The buying sheet.
Technically, I think my amplification crystal.
Oh yeah, there was an amplification crystal too.
True. Is that a one-time use, or can you use it as many times?
It's always.
Okay.
It's like a microphone.
Yeah.
As Pietro heads down the road and sort of there every now and again. You all walk on 2 legs, right? Nobody's like scampering or anything odd.
No, I do.
Lizards and cats and.
No, fully upright, but notably, despite being very slight, his only meaty part is his tail. And it's this massive, thick tail that sort of comes out right at the base. Most of his weight is kind of on his tail most of the time.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
Like if you think of one of those monitor lizard types just standing up a little bit, it's almost like it's just a whole bulky thing right down at the base of him.
And does the tail slither upon the road?
Yeah, a little, yeah.
Are you hearing things okay?
She's gonna ask it to Pietro.
I beg your pardon. Oh, you mean these? No, this is from my homeland as well. We use it in my profession, to help plot out the land for construction.
How does the earring do that?
You see, it helps me see the layout. I don't think you can see what I see.
And for the sake of explaining, it basically projects a map of like the land. I'm not sure.
You
how
very
far
much
out.
can. Oh no, it is for the bearer to see.
It's
Yeah.
only for me to see, right? So unless you had maybe like a detect magic up or like something like that, I don't know that you'd be able to see the map that Pietro sees. But basically, like they'll use it, like he would have used it back home to like survey out a plot of land and then sort of visualize the building getting on this 3D map, and it would help them to like prepare plans and maps, so to speak. And so yeah, he's sort of like looking for deviations in the road, things like that might not be perceptible on the main path.
And what does your map eye see? The great.
Yeah, a pleasant scene, no doubt. Are there any sort of things on the map that, like, is I guess what I'm asking is this bandit's lair? I don't imagine there's like a beaten path heading off to there, is there?
You would assume that bandits would definitely accost you on the path. Their lair wouldn't be on the path.
Yeah.
You do also know that they are over a day away. So right now in the
okay.
surrounding hamlets, there are still city guards sort of coming and going, manning the streets. And you see
Yeah,
like,
it's more
here,
precaution. Pietro's a little nervous. He's never been out on like the road adventuring really before, so he just doesn't want any surprises.
She got you.
You travel for sort of 30-40 minutes together. You begin to see much more sparsely. Instead, where you did have little hamlets, now you've just got a building, a cottage, someone else's house, dotted by the road or on the hills around. And as you pass one of these houses, a young boy sort of runs up to you. And you would know that tieflings aren't often seen out and about. They're not treated very well in Gallania. But this young boy sort of runs up and goes, "Excuse me, Mister! And he seems to be speaking directly to Toothy.
Yeah?
Scratch is stuck!
Who's Scratch?
Like you, but very small.
Oh,
He's
like
been
a
up there
little...
for 2 hours. My parents won't come home for another 4 or 5. Can you get him? You climb trees too?
You got a cat? Yeah, I can climb a tree. I'm pretty good at that.
Yeah, back here. And you can already see, you know, as you look around this landscape, there's lots of sort of medium-height trees. And there's this one huge, it looks like a redwood. It's its thick trunk, it goes straight up, way up. And as you begin to move over towards it, you just hear... coming from about 50 feet up.
Does this cat look like that demonic rat in the picture?
It is that cat. It is not a cat.
Okay,
That is a
great.
cat.
Okay.
Yeah, it is magical, this cat, you might believe, or in some way, but you're not sure. But it is stuck.
Yeah, no worries.
Either way. Well, will you get it down?
Yeah, of course. Just hold on. Let me put me shield and me spear down, and hold on. Let me place. And I've had this. I've been walking with this, sort of like in the tavern. You saw it as like, you thought it was like a walking stick, but I've had it on my back now. You see that there's some sort of like rolled up thing amongst it. And I take that off, sort of, that's like slotted in my back, beneath my backpack. And I take that off and I put it down. And I take everything, I take my backpack off and that. And I'll go, all right, run my hands together. And I'm pretty sure I got a climb speed of my walking speed, so I can just climb. I think I do.
I think you don't. Oh, you do. You do. Why?
Yeah.
Hey. Actually, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, hey.
Yeah, of course. Why not? Okay. So yeah, you start to climb up. And as you as you get about sort of 20 feet up, give me a perception check.
I'm standing close by the tree underneath.
13.
13, yeah. You see what looks to be a fairly large fox-like predator. But its feet look almost sort of widely splayed and webbed in nature and wrapped around one of the branches of the tree. And it sort of looks at you at first and it goes to snarl and then it sort of begins to back up slightly as seeing your size as you climb higher. And you can work out that the cat is stuck maybe as much because it doesn't want to deal with that as it is because it's stuck up a tree.
So, oi, back off. Guys, there's something up here.
Disadvantaged insight check. That was the most pathetic back off I've ever heard. You don't mind. Throw it away. You little fuck.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's sort of gonna looks at you a little bit, and then he sort of races out, and he's gonna take a bite at you.
No.
That is a 9 to hit.
Yeah, that doesn't hit.
Yeah. Okay. With your shield off.
No, it doesn't
no,
hit
even
with
the
my
shield
shield.
off. Oh, of course, you're wearing hide armor.
Even with my
actually,
shield off.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm
some
wearing
people
hide.
that
I've
would
still
just,
got that on.
with a shield off. But yes, as he sort of bites at you, and you sort of just bites into a bit of hide. And then to the rest of you, you just see this creature sort of swing out under a branch. It's just dangling from a piece of Toothy's armor. It's about 1.5 foot in length. Yeah, it's got a fox-like face, webbed feet, huge bushy tail.
Do we know what it is?
It's some sort of annoying pest. I guess. Yeah, I mean you would know it as sort of akin to a raccoon in America. It's just a sort of garbage pest. But they can be quite savage and violent if they want to be.
And there he's hanging quite far up, yeah.
Yeah, it's about 20 foot up. Not far.
Yeah. So rather annoyedly, Pietro will sort of reach his hand out to the creature and hold his rod up, and sort of like you'll see sort of like this energy sort of shift the light around his hand. And I'm going to cast Telekinetic Slam.
Oh,
on
brutal.
this.
Okay.
On this
Very much
creature.
love that. Yeah, I'm not even going to roll. He's just going to fail.
So he'll basically be pulled to the ground. Because they technically get knocked prone.
Yeah.
So
as you slam the creature out, he sort of lets out a little yelp, and as he lets go with his teeth, they'll make this yelp off of Toothy's armor. He just plummets down. Are you going to let him hit the ground, or is somebody going to like catch him or anything like that? You don't have to. You're more than welcome to let him hit.
Hey, kill the cat. Kill the cat.
this is the cat?
No, this is
That's
not
not
the
the
cat.
cat.
It's
This
like
is-
a
Sorry.
This is something else. No,
Space
yeah, yeah.
meat, garbage pest.
Oh, sorry. My bad. My bad.
I mean,
Boxo.
Pietro's
Don't show
gonna
your
let it.
hand too soon.
Pietro's gonna let it hit the ground.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
great.
try to catch it.
You can try and catch it. Give me a dex save.
Oh no.
I know that
Oh.
your dexterity is thunderously
It's so
high.
bad. Oh, it's so bad.
It only takes 1 damage from the initial
It's only got
slam.
1 health.
Oh Jesus!
13.
Oh yeah,
14
easy,
then.
easy with the 14. You just sort of reach
Ah.
out, and grab it out of the midair, grab the scruff of the
And
neck,
it's dead.
and it's sort of it looks as surprised by you as you are by its sort of. It's got quite nasty features, and it sort of looks at you and it's like,
Oh, it was cuter from farther away, and she's just gonna let it.
and it just vanishes so quickly off into the brush. And Toothy, as you continue your way upwards, you can see this cat is now descending towards you a little bit. Very hesitantly, it's not 100% certain whether it can make it. And then from about 10 foot up, it's above you. It's just going to jump onto your shoulder. Just
Alright.
feel 4 claws like, into your back, and then it's sort of there, and it's.
You alright there, mate?
Yeah, and then he sort of like scurries down across your chest, wraps his head up, and this very sort of, it's not a furry tail, it's almost a leathery tail, just curls round you quite tightly, gripping on. And
Like a possum.
yeah, it is a little, and then it gives you a quirked eye and sort of towards the ground.
Alright, easy, mate. And I descend.
When you get down there, the boy's going, scratch, scratch, scratch. Then he sort of reaches out his hands, and the cat sort of leaps into his hands, and he cuddles it close. And he goes, "Thank you, mister. Thank you. You're the best."
That's alright, mate. Anytime.
Scratch. Maybe scratch. Where'd you go off there? Come on, let's take you inside. I've got chores. Bye.
See
Be
ya.
more careful the next time, eh?
Okay. Then he sort of runs off. And
Scratch needs an exorcism or something. 'Cause
Exorcism! Holy shit.
I swear.
I don't know how much XP you'd get for that, but for saving a cat, you can have 15 XP each.
Wow.
Truly, we are the
Oh
heroes
my
of the
God.
realm.
We
Just
didn't steal
switch
much.
2 XP.
I wonder if that Krusk is still looking for help.
Yes, Krosk is busy saving a dog that is stuck in a bush. A different hamlet. Your rival band upon the road. They didn't stop by the alchemist. They're way ahead of you. Yes, but as you continue on the path.
Oh, did we speak to the alchemist while I was in the loo?
You missed nothing.
Okay, good.
Yeah, they walked in. She was like, "Is this another idiot here to ask me about a cure for a dragon that doesn't exist?" We clarified it's the cure that doesn't exist, not the dragon.
Right.
And we asked her about whether dragons get sick before they ascend, and she kindly informed you that she was a dragonborn, not a dragon.
We also barged in when she wasn't open.
Yeah, exactly. They also went in before she was open, and she told him to shut the door behind her. You made a great friend there. Approval minus 10.
Nice.
But sorry, was it Vel'Zekiss who said you're going to be the heroes of the land at this rate?
Our first step.
Would that be so bad?
A lot of land.
Would what
That
be
was a
so
bit of
bad to
fun.
just wander around saving cats and trees?
To do the right thing.
Didn't take me much, I suppose.
Wait, did Vel'Zekiss just say just claim the
No, more like
for rescuing this?
no. I mean,
cat?
like I didn't have to do anything, so
Oh,
fine.
I see what you mean. Right. I thought you meant like it didn't take me a lot to save the cat. I was like, it didn't take you anything. Didn't do it.
No, he's not that bad.
Okay, cool. And as you wander on down the road, approaches sort of past 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. As soon as you got up at 6 a.m. and had a scrambled breakfast, you might take this moment to eat Helena's prepared lunch if you wish, by the roadside.
She gave us lunch too?
Yeah. It was part of your adventurous breakfast.
Oh,
Instead of
that's
having a
nice.
huge laid out sort of fried breakfast with fruits and hams and meats and cheeses, you just had a scramble in a bowl and then a packed lunch basically. And she's basically just because she knew that all 5 of you were traveling together, instead of giving you 5 individual packed lunches, she's just packed you a basket inside which is a large haunch of ham, 2 or 3 very sort of long rusty rolls that can be divided up, a big block of cheese, and a small pannier of blueberries.
Get her something nice. This is really sweet. Maybe there will be like a necklace or something. I don't know.
In the bandit cave.
Or a
Yeah.
pocket
Or in the
watch.
dragon's hoard. Get her a pocket watch, son.
We are not relocating the watch. So how's everyone feeling?
Fine. We've not really traveled that long. Nothing's really happened.
It's the spirit.
Well,
Daily check-in.
if I may ask a question to all of you. What is your interest with this dragon? Why do you come here to help it?
We could ask you the same thing.
If you'd like me to start, I can. But I'm
Well-
curious.
I love sharing circles. Yeah, you go first.
Well, you see, in my country, dragons are revered. You see, in ancient times, they saved my home. So it's no doubt that this dragon will give us good favor. We assisted, no? Dragons are the keepers of our most ancient secrets.
That's respectable.
This and there is no work for me in this place, so
Oh,
gotta make a living somehow.
got you. What were you going to do again before going on this mission?
I was conscripted here to construct the great palace of Emperor. I can't just remember his name. Kazan.
Gyazan.
Oh, so you had important work.
You could say that, yes. I wasn't the only one, but not many people in the stonemason trade able to build such great palaces.
The bard that didn't join the other adventuring group had the same story. She'd been commissioned to write songs for his temple. Then he wasn't there when she got it. He got himself killed, and she's furious about it. No, did you interrupt you?
No, you're
Anybody else?
good.
Why are you here?
And yourself, Rheawynne.
Oh, well, I didn't really get out much in my younger years, and more recently I stayed at home. We stayed in a small village, and I don't know. I had a son, and he really liked tales of adventure, had an affinity for, those swashbuckling hero stories, the person that saves everybody and finds the loot, and it's a happy ending, and
Who doesn't? This is every boy's dream.
it is. And I realized I never really had that. My husband, he was a traveling bard, and he heard stories, but I don't think he really went on his own adventure either. We kind of just shared tales of other people. So I figured, well, what better way to experience the world than actually go out and experience it? So decided no better place to start than now.
They must be really proud of you.
I'm sure they are, yeah. And what about you, Boxo?
I worship the Draconic Pantheon, and so revere dragons. But also, I grew up pretty impoverished. My mom and dad don't really have much, and so I want to get some things to send back to them so that they can live a better life, and I can live a better life.
Be proud
So
of
you seek treasures from the dragon's hoard.
If the Asian one happens to give us a reward for eating it, then I will take whatever is given. But the helping the dragon was really just, I guess, an excuse to leave.
Is this your first time away from home then?
Yeah.
Aw. Well, I'm glad we could all share this first adventure together. And I'm sure your parents are also very proud of you.
I hope so. Anyway, what about you, Toothy?
Oh,
Glad you got the head motion.
yeah. Just while I'm helping the dragon, it's like, I mean, like, why not? It's someone who needs helping. Like a very partly scary and impressive someone, but it's someone who needs helping, and I just want to help, I grew
So you
up in this
seek a
weird
direction in a life.
I grew up in this weird position where I felt like I was destined for something, but I guess it wasn't meant to be. And so I'm kind of, I don't know, I feel a little stuck.
Well, it's a little
And,
early to say that you're not.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it was really confusing, and I just realized that, like, there's so much to everything that I don't understand. And I don't know what that means in the big picture. And I'm not sure whether I'll figure that out, and I think I'm okay with that.
If it's any consolation, our destinies are yet to be laid out before us. You are still a young man, no?
Yeah, I'm pretty young.
Most of us are
Yeah.
just trying to find our way. No one really has a set path. You just have to kind of make one for yourself.
Yeah, but you all seem like you all know exactly what you're doing.
Just good at pretending.
And do you? And I'll look over towards Vel'Zekiss.
Wait, what did he say? You said, do I what?
Do you
Sorry.
always know what you're doing, or know what you're doing?
Always know what you're doing. With yourself.
Generally speaking, yes. Well, I mean, I sort of figure if we're the ones to, when we're the ones to fix this situation, even the bard who joined the other group will be singing our tale. Plus, one doesn't get to be an ancient dragon no matter how sickly, without amassing quite a bit of power of one sort or another. Any excuse to go near that, I imagine, is worth it.
What does a dragon do with all the stuff that they get? Because you're talking about them having a lot of stuff.
Not always things, but that's part of it, yes. I imagine some of it might be given to us.
What were you doing before all of this, Vel'Zekiss?
You mean you've never caught one of my shows?
No.
Well, you have been sheltered. Yes, I'm an escape artist of some renown, not as much as I'll have if we save the life of the oldest dragon in the world, of course, but quite entertaining for what it's worth.
Escapism. Is there
You've
something?
done a work in the Beldania.
Oh.
Yes, I've never felt particularly tied to one place.
I've seen your posters before. I knew I recognized your name. I've never made one of your shows, though I apologize. Never the time.
I suppose you'll see it in more useful action.
Just before I forget, guys. Helena's lunch will give you an increase of 4 to max HP.
Ooh.
So on your character sheet, click your HP, and then down the bottom left, there'll be a max HP modifier. Is that to 4?
4.
In the future, I'm sure this will be Rheawynne's excellent cooking, but now,
For now.
Helena's meal is the one that matters. And the reason why this matters is because as you are meandering and chatting, you come across a tiny little stream. Way before any bandits that you're expecting. Nowhere near anywhere that you were warned about. And then a man before you. Bear with me a second. I have a thing.
I'll see him.
And you should see him up here. And he stands
Oh,
with a
yeah.
scimitar in one hand.
Oh.
He's got a crossbow on his back.
Gotta zoom in.
Gold. No, 10 gold. 10 gold. 10 gold to pass the bridge. 10 gold for the lot of you.
Like you'll give us 10 gold.
He just sort of takes his crossbow off his back and cocks it. And are you stupid or rude?
I'm gonna charge him.
You're gonna charge him? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
like he threatened us. I'm charging him.
Oh, right. Love that. Roll initiative.
Oh man.
hidden these bandits so well, I can't find the fourth.
Literally, when you said he's there, I was like, is he?
Yeah, I didn't see him. That is way.
So there is another one up here, and then as you go to charge, this one here.
Oh, Jesus Christ, there's one right there.
There's
But
two.
there's so many
one
hidden
above you
ones.
And one over
Oh,
there.
Oh,
yeah.
and there's one over there. Yeah.
So you
God,
should
they
see-
blend in. No wonder they got the jump on us.
You
Yeah,
should see
these
four.
are the-
There's one here, one here,
Wait.
one here,
Oh,
and one
what?
there.
I didn't see the one
Oh,
at the
this,
bottom.
Okay,
I thought this was a rock. I'm sorry. I thought this was a rock.
You were all wrong.
I thought they all were.
The one that you said that about just looks you. You'll die first.
Yeah.
Well, there goes my bandit negotiations music. Good negotiating, guys. As Toothy charges across the bridge, and this bandit up here gets ready to loose an arrow at you, or a crossbow bolt. Pietro.
Well, hold on.
Yeah. Sorry.
This is the new mechanic that we've been experimenting with.
Did anybody want to swap with Pietro and go first?
Can
got
we
a
get initiative
natural
checkers? Do we
20.
know what we're swapping with? I don't see
Yeah,
it.
though normally I won't be able to do that because.
And so this is quite
Okay.
important
Oh, so
because...
Rico, you can't.
Oh,
swap.
right, because then you can't.
The rest of you can. You got
Oh, I can't swap.
Oh, you got
Oh, yes, that's
Can I
right.
swap
Nat
with 20s
20
and nat
can't
ones?
swap. Nat ones. Ah, that would have been so good because... Okay.
I mean, I don't mind going first in those circumstances, but if Toothy wants to finish story-wise by going earlier, he can have by 16.
Yeah,
No, I'm
16
happy.
is- Okay. Okay.
Because it is.
I think so, yes.
Okay, Pietro. While everybody else is sort of focused on the band in front, you catch a movement to your left before Toothy even charges, and you're ready. As soon as Toothy begins to go, what are you doing? Reminder that if you make an attack roll, you have advantage.
So the thing is that I don't have any attack rolls, unfortunately.
have to.
All of my spells are saves at the moment. And I'm wondering whether Pietro in this instance would try to protect himself or be more offensive.
How would you go about protecting yourself? Is that like mage armor?
Mage armor, correct.
You can cast mage armor at the beginning of the day if you want, and it will always last till the next day. Because it's
Okay.
8-hour spells will last 24 hours. So if that's something he would have done in the morning, cross the spell slot off and apply the armor.
Okay. Then we'll do that. That'd be nice.
Yeah, there's nothing worse as a mage than starting the combat and going mage armor myself.
I'm gonna mage armor, yeah, exactly. And so noticing these two in the left, once again he will take up his staff and the orb will sort of emit a faint glow and he'll just hand out and I'm going to cast Magnify Gravity on
Okay, can you
this
ping that?
area up here. Yes, I can. Display in VTT.
Go ahead and send us to use. Okay. What I said, does anybody have any assets that need to be put on the map?
Didn't I say I had? Oh, I'm so sorry.
You're fine. 10-foot radius, is it? Is
Yes.
that the same as Shadow?
And it's it's basically the same as Shatter. Many things are the same as Shatter, apparently.
Oh, we have a Magnify Gravity. Okay, cool.
Oh,
What does it look like?
see, because that's what I swear we did this. You were like, oh, I have a wicked Magnify Gravity.
This conversation happened entirely inside your head.
Maybe. And so basically, like you'll see sort of the ring on the ground of Earth as Pietro sort of like seemingly like pulls his hand down and like the like a circle in that area will sort of depress into the Earth ever so slightly. And I will ask.
You should
These two.
now be able to move it.
Yep. I will ask those two to roll against a Constitution save.
Got a 17, 11.
The 17 passes, the 11 fails. And it will 10 damage, and the one that failed will have half their speed for until their next turn.
Does this remain?
No. Well, I mean, I think the next turn, basically.
This
Right,
guy,
so, like,
well,
the-
no, I've just put a marker on the guy that's slowed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's slowed. And you said 10 damage. Should they take half if they succeed?
That's correct.
Okay, he is severely wounded. Oh, that concludes your turn.
Yes, actually.
He will step around the corner. And he will go for a special shot. So you see him sort of take up what looks to be some sort of like little square iron box, and he sort of waves it before the crossbow on his bolt. Yeah, okay. Go on.
Sorry, I just wanted to say, no, I was actually going to do something different. As a bonus action, I'm going to expend its use of a special blade ward, which is a thing that
that's fine.
That's Genasi have, and so he'll sort of like weave his hand up in the air, and fortify his mage armor a little bit.
Yeah, he's going to line up his crossbow, and he's going to shoot at Toothy, because Toothy, you were about to charge across it. In fact, I'm going to put you one square closer.
Yeah, sweet.
And yeah, he's going to take a shot at you. Toothy, that is a 12 to hit.
Does not hit.
I don't know why that's a scimitar. He's definitely fired a light crossbow at you, but whatever.
That's alright.
Cool. That brings us to the guy. Oh, yeah, I've got to do that. It goes to this guy here, who is doing a first initiative check. Good lad. He is going to take his crossbow and also fire at you, Toothy.
Yep.
He doesn't have any special tricks. He can't line it and he can't hit with it either. That's an 8. Vel'Zekiss, do us now.
Vel'Zekiss, even though there's guys he's closest to, doesn't want to be closest to guys, so he is going to walk down a ways and just come around to the other side of Pietro, and then focus his attention on this fellow across the creek here. And he holds out one hand, right? His like clawed sort of weird lizard hand, and he's starting to form in front of his hand there's a warbling of space, and he just, in a sort of broken mess of nonsense and draconic, goes Visnandi tak, and he reaches his hand into this space of warbling, and his hand appears around the guy's throat across the other side, casting Chill Touch.
Roll the hit.
Yeah, let's just do it. 24 to hit.
Whoa.
Hey.
Yeah, 24 hits.
For 7. I think it's necrotic, right?
Yeah, necrotic.
Yeah.
7 necrotic, and he has disadvantage. Oh no, he's not. He's not dead. He's good.
Sorry, are you doing this one?
What? Yes.
Yeah, this one.
I did ping him at one point. Sorry, but yes.
Oh, I've damaged the wrong person.
Oh no, right. So he can't regain hit points. Not that there's anybody out here healing him, but until the start of the next turn.
Then.
Yep, 7 necrotic.
Oh, just confused which bandit was which. So I damaged all the wrong people on my track, which is why I was confused. I thought you killed somebody and you haven't at all. You have wounded them. And wound is good. Anything else from you guys like this?
No, that's all I got right now.
Hey, Rheawynne.
Figure out placement-wise, and
You're
I'm
very,
having...
very, very quiet.
Sorry, my
go.
microphone was very far away. I'm just having trouble placement-wise, and I'm having trouble seeing where people are. So I think she would... I think she's going to place herself in front of Boxo.
Yeah.
And actually, I think she's actually going to go for like an attack on... Oh gosh, I don't know how to mark this dude. That guy right there.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll for hit for hand axe. Hold on. And you said... Wait, you said advantage?
That was just because Rico rolled a nat 20.
I rolled a nat 20 on my initiative,
special
so I
rule.
have advantage.
Never mind. So first one's probably going to be whatever the first one was. My bad.
Oof.
Yeah, the first one was bad. 4.
4 to hit. Yeah, well, that will miss.
Yeah. Is it okay if, as a bonus action, she shoves with the shield?
You have shield master, that is the thing.
I do have
attack roll. You guys should now be able to see the little yellow circles under them, which should make
Yeah,
it a little
thank you.
clearer.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
How do I go about shoving?
You make an athletics check.
Athletics check.
Also make an athletics check.
And you stand next to the guy. That helps.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
that is quite good.
I am rolling like crap right now.
Okay, let's see how I roll. Better.
3.
You shove him, but you can see like he would have gone backwards, and then the magnified gravity sort of pulls him back in again. He goes forward and nope. Rheawynne, does that conclude your turn?
Yeah, that's gonna conclude it.
Okay, that's gonna bring us to. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? You are. You are injured. You are absolutely full health and about to take a turn. Name choices. Okay. This guy's gonna come up and confront Toothy mano a man. He's gonna take his scimitar and poke you.
Love it.
Poke you once and poke you twice. First
Double
one is
poke.
a 12 to hit,
No.
and the second one's a 17 to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he sort of slashes just past your high armor, he catches you just under the arms in the pit, and that's going to be
Ugh.
4 slashing damage.
Right.
Boxo, you're up.
Yeah, I am going to rush past Rheawynne, and as I do, I'm just gonna say, "Don't worry, I've got this." And I'm gonna, as I run past, I'm gonna materialize my psionic dagger and stab this guy in the neck.
And that's like a white light force blade.
Yeah, it's like pure. It's kind of like Psylocke from the X-Men.
Mhm.
I like her dagger, but pure white.
Okay.
And obviously a bit smaller because he's smaller. It's not this giant dagger that he's just
The
waving
scale,
around.
The
Exactly,
death
yeah.
scale, in fact.
Yes,
go
exactly.
ahead, make your attack. Plus 2 from your flank.
Oh, okay, that's a 21 to hit.
Nice. 21 will hit. Can you do 1 damage?
That is 6 psychic damage.
That is more than 1. Creature's dead.
Nice. And then, oh shit, where was I before? I think I was here. So that was 5, 10, 15. Yes! So I will go 5, 10, 15 here. And as I stand on this rock, I'm going to bonus action. Ah! Draconic Cry, so that people who attack those two
We'll have advantage.
will have advantage until
That'll be next turn.
the start of my next turn. Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
one of the
Nice.
strongest sucking abilities in the game. It's mad. Toothy, as you see this bandit in front of you, he's just stabbed you, and he sort of hears this ululating cry from this little kobold that looks over to the right, and as he takes his eyes away from you, you see him right in front of you. You have advantage to hit him. Can we just take a moment,
Alright.
Jay, to acknowledge that a hand axe is a weapon I have never seen a cleric use in my life? Big fan. Just
Awesome.
wasn't a
I love
battle
it.
axe, wasn't a warhammer, wasn't a mace, just a fucking hand axe. Just
Chopping heads, chopping wood, for the
Exactly.
fire.
I see. Sorry, Toothy.
That's all good. So, Toothy was very perplexed as he went to charge, and then all of a sudden the fire broke out, and then he was caught off kilter,
Just
so he
charged
got
really
slashed.
slowly. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
And then Boxo lets out this wail, but it invigorates him and also makes his foe have a
Distracted.
whatever, they're distracted. So he's going to capitalize on that and try to poke him with his spear.
This is the only creature so far that hasn't been hit. The spear is.
And of course,
Is a spear or is it battle?
no, it's a spear because I haven't got the battle axe yet.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Spoiler alert. Yeah, cool. Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about, Jay.
No, nobody's
So-
got the battle axe. What did you get to hit?
Luckily, from that, with the advantage, I get a 15. Does that hit?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, beautiful. Cool.
You will note that this bandit is slightly better armored than the others, but not much.
And that is 8 piercing damage.
Anything else?
And what does it take to release my battle standard?
It's
Like,
active
is that
now,
anything?
currently.
Oh, it's active currently.
It's active
Okay,
currently.
as I do it,
do you want to like unfurl it all badass?
The light that helps you will not be frightened. It is active, but it whenever you want, like you could just activate it. But if you plant it, it's sort of a automatic thing.
Yeah.
The light.
So
But
I think
the aura around you is constant.
constant. Okay, cool. So I think as I stab him with the tip of the spear, it sort of like it unfurls, and you see like this motif on this like battle. You know that's like an old like sort of motif that's just like a like some sort of beautiful tribal circle. That doesn't really have any meaning, but it's just a bit of like art that sort of flows in the wind a bit, that now that it's battle standard. And that's the end of my turn.
Jack, can you do me a favor and just heal yourself to full for a second?
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, forgot about that.
Yep. 16.
Just want to... You can hurt yourself again then. I just wanted to put
Okay.
that as a standard token addition on you. So anybody who's in that yellow aura that Toothy is emitting, I know it's confusing because I've given the bandits the same color, but whatever. We'll have +1 to armor class. Toothy, the second creature turn.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Cool. And that brings us to our bandit up here, who hasn't been yet. And she is going to move over towards Boxo. And going to take her sword, and then she sort of doesn't hit you with it. Instead, she sweeps her legs at you, which is a natural 20.
I would like to use my reaction to cast that bard spell. That makes you reroll.
Yeah. You will take 8 bludgeoning damage. As she kicks you, you fall to the side. You scratch your head on that.
Oh, I'm winded.
Yeah, you're also prone.
Winded.
Yeah. And that is her. Pietro, it's you.
So question: This bandit that just knocked Boxo prone, is she sort of elevated, like from the ground here?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So Pietro is gonna move sort of a bit into Toothy's aura to get a better angle on this person and feel invigorated. And as a bonus action, I'm gonna try to pull her.
Okay.
Towards.
Just a reminder, you do also have your Graviturgy level 2 ability, right? Remind you that you do. Get that level 1 as of our discussion.
Yes,
So-
I know, but it's not on my sheet. So yeah.
No,
hold
it's
on.
not. But yes.
I gotta open it up. 2 seconds.
I believe it just says if you hit a target with spell, if they fail.
Yeah,
to save,
you
or
can
if
move it.
Hit with an attack, you can move them 5 feet in any direction. Right?
Okay, so then in that case, we are going to telekinetic slam,
Yeah. go for
strength
that.
save.
Go. I'm gonna refresh my initiative check. Strength save. Oh, 30-20.
Oof. Fucker.
There's no damage. That's
Well, it takes no damage, but then as a bonus action, I will try to pull her off.
second strength save. That's a nat 1, so you're gonna pull her this way.
Yes.
She sort of stumbles down and rolls. She's gonna make a dex save. The second nat 1, she's prone.
Whoa.
And, she will take 1 damage from pulling. She is wounded.
Nice.
Are you done?
And then that'll be it for me. Maybe I'll move a little bit
Okay.
north here.
This bandit over here is sort of like, whoa, all right. Drops her crossbow and her sword. Puts her hands up. He has surrendered. Vel'Zekiss.
Interesting.
The guy in front of Toothy sort of gives her a look of disgust and raises his sword.
Well, Vel'Zekiss, maybe not great at being a team player yet, can still recognize magical energy when he sees it, so he will likewise step into the aura. But boy, definitely wanted to alone finish her off, but he's not super bloodthirsty. I guess.
This one's also wounded, right?
Yeah, but on the ground.
Yeah, that is a problem.
In certain respects, but he's not actually big, right? Like he's just his graphic is spilling out of his square.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
Yeah,
It just matters because if they're
they are this big.
oh yeah.
That's awesome.
That's why they're large.
No, I just needed to make sure they weren't within 5 feet of each other. They are not. But he was.
He is also wounded. Apologies.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Cool.
Well, if he's still being nasty, I will simply turn my attention on him instead. And the hand leaves the neck of this one over here and appears on this one's neck. And I will see. Wait, does this guy? What was Boxo's thing? He's not part of that, right? Or he is. The advantage.
The disadvantage. Yeah, this dude does.
Yeah. And he
Okay.
is one of the two.
Then I don't have to give it to myself. So, here we go. Sorry. A couple of poor rolls. Total of 12 on the best.
No, I'm afraid it's probably miss.
Too bad.
He's well armored.
Yeah, that's me.
Rheawynne, this girl is beginning to get to her feet, and as she does, she leaves the dagger on the floor as well.
Okay, so she's surrendering.
Yeah.
All right.
Upon seeing
So-
this girl with her arms up is attempting to start moving off them. She's going to start running.
Okay, let me see what I can
This guy's still
do.
trying to kill her.
Great. Yeah, I think I'm going to. So I'm gonna run by Boxo and said, "You did so good," and I'm gonna cast Healing Word on Boxo.
Okay.
Boxer's just on the ground like. It's like wind completely taken out of him.
Gas in the back of his head, the rock, like everything's gone wrong.
Hey, so you get 8.
Damn.
You get 8 back.
She gets
Thank
+2.
you.
Oh, I get
Yeah.
+2.
Well, no, it's calculated in there, right?
Oh,
in
yeah,
case
so
anybody's
it's-
wondering how that healing word rolled an 8, yeah, you get the additional 2.
Nice.
Cleric.
I got
Nice.
max healing.
There you go. And then she's gonna. Oh gosh, how do you figure out distances? That's what I'm trying to.
Each
on
square
the
is
left.
5 foot.
Each
Yeah.
square
But also,
is-
there's a measure tool on the left side of the screen. In the
Alternatively,
gray
when
bar.
you pick up your token to move it, just press right click,
Just press right click.
hold down left
true.
click on your character, and then right click, and then you can just look at where it
Eh.
will. Yeah, drop your token and see how
All
far it
right.
is. And now the best
She's
bit about
gonna-
that is you can let it go when you're where you want to be, and you don't have to remember where you put it.
Oh gosh. She's just gonna stand side by side with.
Lucy.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Can I actually?
You can't.
I think
move
you
your
gotta
get up
token
the
now. You
measurement
click the
tool, yeah.
measuring
Yeah.
tool. Yes.
So now,
Oh.
now,
Yeah.
Hold
Yeah.
on. I'm trying
the
to
pointer,
figure
select.
it out. Select. Okay, got it. We're learning. Okay.
the
Nice.
Fantastic. And you have advantage to hit, and a
Okay.
+2 from the flanking with Toothy.
Nice.
Good
Wait,
chance
so-
of hitting.
Okay. But I cast a spell, so I probably can't do anything. Unless I.
Bonus
No,
action
healing-
spell.
healing word is a bonus action, actually.
Oh
Right.
Full
shoot.
attack.
Okay. Yeah, we'll
That's why
try.
it's the best.
You can whack him with a hand.
Actually, you know
Just
what?
smack him, dude.
You know what I really want to do? I want to try and ram him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can take shoves in action. You want to just push him. You trying to shove
Well,
him
I have-
prone or shove
I-
him back?
I think
have ram as
satyrs
an
get a
action.
ram. Yeah.
Oh
horn.
shit! That's
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, go ahead. Roll the hit with advantage.
Very
Okay.
cool.
Da-da-da-da. And then
Second roll is fine. Yeah. So that's a 17 to hit. A 17 will hit.
17 will hit.
Yeah.
Cool. And then da-ba-da-ba-da.
Oof.
Is it?
Nice.
You see as the horns go in, like he starts bleeding out from the chest, and he just looks down. How humiliating. And he's going to die.
Famous last words.
Yes. The guy on the left sort of looks up. So let us go, right? Guys, do you want to try and stop this girl who is going to sprint off?
Which one? This one here?
Yeah, she's going to take the dash action and just run.
Oh yeah. I'd like
would you
to.
stop
I mean, I would try to telekinetic slam her.
Okay.
I would at first try to telekinetic slam her into the ground and keep her there, but
Let's see how
strength
she does it.
save.
Yeah, cool. As soon as she hits the ground, she's like, all right. Wait fast. 5 is complete.
Okay.
2 dead bandits, 2 alive bandits. You may take 35 experience points each.
Hey.
2
Moving
female
on up in the world.
bandits. Sort of hold them if you want. What are you doing?
I'm sorry, you said.
The 2
you said
females that are
35, right?
surrendered. Yeah, what are you doing with them? 35 each, yeah.
Okay.
So you thought you could get the best of us, huh?
Well, what the boss says goes. I'm just looking for enough coin to feed me, you know?
Is that your boss? And she's just gonna point to the body.
Yeah, she very purposely, like, steps on his hand. Was.
I think you ought to find a better means of a living than attacking travelers on the road.
Well, tried farming. Wouldn't take me at the brothel. Take me at the inn. What else do you want me to try?
Did they give you a reason why they wouldn't take you?
He sort of pulls her lips back, and you see that she's got, like, teeth missing and rotting, and yeah.
Well, appearances aren't everything.
Well, that's to the brothel owner.
Okay, well, maybe not a brothel. Brothels' appearances do matter.
Yeah, the waiters too. Like, I tried farming, but it's so shit in this land.
Have you thought about the trades?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I was college educated as a kid. Honest.
You-
I can
you-
blacksmith, jewel. She's
You-
being
you-
incredibly sarcastic. And clearly, could do nothing.
You could wear a veil to cover your mouth.
She just looks at you like aggressively, and very annoyed.
Why do you need to farm?
Sorry, I can't hear you over.
Oh,
Over Dan. What did you say?
why do you need to farm?
What would help
Why
you
do I
get
need to
started?
farm?
Well,
Yeah.
honest living.
Well,
No, but like
to eat.
you don't have. Yeah, but there's other ways of, like, you can forage and hunt.
I don't know nothing about any of that stuff.
You know, you could work in the back in the kitchen. No one cares what your teeth look like in the back of the
The
kitchen.
other girls are just sort of say, she's fucking useless, accept it.
You know, hunting is pretty much just like jumping out and trying to kill people, but with animals.
How do you not know how to forage and hunt? Everybody knows how to forage and hunt.
She don't.
I don't.
What?
So what
What?
are you going to do with us? You let us go
Hold
or get
on.
us? This is the other one.
No, we're not. No, we're not going to kill you.
Good. She starts to walk off.
Oh, wait. And Ray,
You do anything or just say wait?
I can't believe I'm doing this. Rheawynne is going to. Yeah, fuck it. She's gonna give a silver piece each, like 1 silver piece for one of the bandits and 1 silver piece for the other bandit.
This one's an easy pickings. Puts it in her pocket, carries on out.
That was worth a try.
This
We're
one's
now
still standing
funding
there.
bandits.
This one's still standing there, and she's like, "So do I go too?"
Yeah.
Get out of here and don't come back.
Try to do something better with yourself.
Give up on this just like your prior professions.
If you're looking for the big boss, he's in Hideaway Cove.
Oh, could you
Oh.
show us on a
About
map?
6
where
miles
that
down the
Yeah.
road.
I'll
can't
unfurl.
About 6 miles down the road, you'll see like there's a sort of there's a waterfall, and behind it, you can't miss it. As you cross the bridge, there's a waterfall on your left. Behind it is a little cove. They're hiding in there. There's 5 of them. Mikkel and his brother.
This is enough.
Don't let
Be
them
gone.
live. They're evil.
All right. I think
They
this
like
is the first
killing
of
people.
many good decisions.
Okay.
Well, find me a temple. The other
Pietro,
guy-
how do you
Yeah,
how
the
do
guy
you
is
not
not-
know how to?
sorry, you may take an additional 10 XP for your
Oh, nice.
non-combat solution.
And
You
Jack
missed out on
was
some
right.
loot, and you took minus figures in loot after Jay was
It's
done.
okay.
Um,
It's okay.
Sorry, you asked Pietro a question.
I'll just. How do you not know how to forage and hunt?
I never needed to. I had everything I needed at home.
Yeah. Really?
You're not familiar with living in the city.
Nah. But I never put it together that people didn't need to do those things.
There is no space within the city walls for farm or animal. Others must forage and hunt and farm from outside.
Well, I mean, farming's new to me altogether.
We do not all have the benefit of living off the land.
But you could.
We could, but less opportunity. Would you leave your home because one thing was easier? I think not.
Of course I would.
Some of us.
As they're having this conversation, can I rummage through the boss's pockets?
Okay, so total loot is 2 scimitars, 2 light crossbows.
Uh-huh.
Then 2 light crossbow. And then you find a pouch on him. Give me an investigation check.
That is an 18.
Nice. So in the pouch, you find 4 pebbles and 26 copper. And then you find a secret compartment. And in that secret compartment is a gem. As well as 4 silver pieces.
Could I try and pocket the gem without anyone seeing?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't think that anybody's even slightly looking.
Great, then I'll throw the pebbles out because what the fuck. But I'll give
As you
the
look at
party.
them, they are beautifully polished and might be worth.
Then I'll keep them in then. But I'll give the pouch
26
of
copper. What
gold
about the full
to.
silver?
Yeah, with the silver in it.
Okay.
It's just the gem that I'd like to keep.
Okay, so 4, 6, 26, 4 silver, 26 copper. The gem is a malachite or malachite, depending on who you are.
Yep. Cool. I'll add that to my inventory.
Yeah. And just a reminder, the price is divided by 10. It'll say it's worth 10.
What's with the pebbles?
They're shiny and looks like they could be worth something to someone, or they could be used
Okay.
in like sort of. They're the sort of pebbles that you see. Do you know in those really traditional, like almost pagan necklaces of like black string or leather with a stone on them? They look like that, and they're beautifully polished and flat like that. And as you collect that loot, there is nothing on anyone else. There's also 40 crossbow bolts, but you don't need to keep count of those. So, unless you're going to actually fire the crossbow, don't worry too much about it. But guys, that is where we're going to call it. You set back out on the road. I will ask you for the timeless tradition MVPs. Might be worth noting that I totally didn't realize we weren't capturing roll 20 for the first 2/3 of that combat. So
okay.
we just framed a blank screen.
Nobody could see the bandits anyway.
Well, exactly. Yeah, I will. Well, there's no recap today, so I guess we will Jay's not done this much with us, so we'll start with Joe and we'll finish with Jay. That'll make it easier. Joe, your MVP for today.
Coming last is not easier because people steal everything. But
Sure, at least you get the idea of what they are.
What will I steal? I will steal Jack being dumb is still fun. Like, we were all dumb in the last campaign, right? And you've carried over a character. I don't mean like dumb. I mean, you're like you're a little bit naive about stuff, and it's still super entertaining. I'm glad if there was anything that was going to carry over into another campaign, that's really a fun.
There was a moment where somebody said to him, Toothy, you're still young in terms of his destiny, and the song "Young, Dumb, and Broke" came to mind. I was like, that's fairly accurate right now. There's all three of those things in this moment. Yeah. So I agree. It is great fun. Josh?
Well, firstly, welcoming Jay to the table. Like, slotted in so seamlessly. Like, really, really great job. And my, actual, main MVP goes to ramming the boss to death. It's just so great. So great. Yeah.
Yes, I did write that MVP down as Rhea gets horny. That's what I wrote to myself. But yes, it was very good. Jack?
Probably Vel'Zekiss in being like, yeah, I know how to do it. I don't know now, but I will know. I know how to, fucking cure the dragon. Just fucking, I don't even need you, almost.
I believe he said I'm an expert in avoiding death. I'm sure I will work the solution out. And indeed, he will.
Indeed.
Rico?
For me, I gotta give it to Joe for this session. Namely, Vel'Zekiss is sort of vaudevillian opening monologue, which is great. And then just busting in on the conversation with a
yeah. Oh yeah. That was a moment.
I mean, Jay, you might find that most of my MVP moments are the moments that tickled me the most during sessions.
No, I get it.
That's number one.
Yeah, a lot of people bring up what is amusing, and that's something particularly that is amazing. Jay, your MVP for today.
Honestly, yeah, I love Vel'Zekiss as a character because I can really see. I just love how you designed him because he can go either way. Because I mean, I just love his snarky attitude. But I mean, he's not mean, but he's also not nice.
No.
But I don't know. I liked the way he interacted with characters and just was blasé, would ask questions, especially with the bard interaction. It's like, oh, you don't have what I need? He turns around, walks away. Yep. So I just enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Good. Let me know if it gets too far.
I've got a whole list, but first of all, I just have to credit those of you who have done voices. I think the voices are really cool. When Rico first spoke, I couldn't understand a word of it. By the end, I was getting 99% of it. I don't think your voice changed. I just got accustomed to it. And how many accents how long it took me to get into each accent as well, of the different people approaching you. But I've got a few just words, lines. Joe said to the orc, if you get out the chair, a wizard will come along soon. Which gave me a good laugh. Jay said that the bard beat around the block, which in the UK basically means she's a slut. You asked Pietro if he could hear okay, because he was playing with his earring. Vel'Zekiss said, if you never caught any one of my shows, you must have lived a sheltered life. It's beautiful. This cat needs an exorcism, from Josh. Was great. But overall, I think you guys have brought some really interesting characters. It's going to be really nice to see how you tie things together. And I love how we were debating whether we took one of the NPCs. I mentioned there was a share of XP, and it was never questioned whether we'd take them ever again. That was that. Overall, I think it was great fun first session. You rescued a cat. You are officially heroes of the land, as Vel'Zekiss pointed out. You also killed a couple of bandits and paid a couple of bandits, because why the fuck not? At least one of those is going straight back to bandits, even with a silver in hand, and is glad for it. But with that is where we're going to end. So if you guys would like to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
It is just for me to say thank you very much to Dan for joining the Quack Pack for 19 months. Thank you very much to Felivi for joining the Duck Pond. Welcome in. Stay the fuck away from my pond life, and we shall see you all soon. Bye.